Hi, and welcome to the Integray How To series. In this video, we'll walk you through the basics of tasks in Integray. Whether you're just getting started or need a refresher, we'll guide you through everything from setting up and managing tasks to understanding how to work with the design and history views. A task is the fundamental building block of your integration process. Each task comprises steps and uses connectors to perform specific actions within the integration. Depending on what you need for your integration, tasks can be simple, handling just a few actions, or complex, involving multiple steps and connectors. So let's get started.
When you open the Tasks navigation menu, you'll be taken to the task list. This is where you'll see all the tasks that have been set up in the platform. By default, the list shows all active tasks grouped by categories you or other users have defined. Each task in the task list displays key information, such as the group the task belongs to, the trigger that starts the task, the maximum number of task instances that can run at once, the task priority, the runability and executability statuses. On the right side, there are two buttons: a play button to start tasks immediately, and trash bin icon to deactivate tasks. To reactivate a deactivated task, click the Show Inactive button at the top right corner. If you click the Recycle icon, the task will become active again. To deactivate it, repeat the process with the red trash bin icon. To quickly find a specific task, a search bar at the top allows you to filter tasks by name or other criteria. Next to this search bar is another one for tags. In Integray, you can tag tasks for better categorization. If you want to view tasks that are not currently executable, use the Only Not Executable filter to focus on tasks that are missing configurations or have other issues. You may encounter various statuses, such as missing steps, incorrect mapping, and many others, when certain elements are inactive or not correctly configured. To create a new task, click the Add button. This takes you to the Task Editor design view. For better experience, here we have a more complex task. So we can show you how everything works. The design view is divided into three main sections: the Task Header menu, the Task Header Design menu, offering configuration options for the entire task, and the Task Design Editor, a dedicated workspace showcasing configured steps of the integration task. Tasks can be organized into groups. New tasks are automatically assigned to a default group, but you can create your own. Just click the plus button, add the group name, and save. Your new group will appear in the list. Priority determines the order. If more tasks are running than your license allows. Lower numbers take precedence. Task-specific priority can override the company-wide setting. Max instances sets the number of task instances running at the same time. Triggers determine how tasks start. You have three options: Manual, start manually using the Start button. Scheduled, use cron to set up a schedule. Endpoint, start tasks when data is available at an endpoint. Cron is a job scheduler that automates tasks to run at specific times or intervals. To use it, start by setting the trigger to Scheduled. Then, click the pencil icon next to the Trigger option and use the cron wizard. Keep in mind that cron schedules follow your application's time zone settings. For instance, if you want a task to run on weekdays, you can configure it to execute once daily from Monday to Friday. For more examples and to use a cron expression generator, refer to the documentation. Endpoint trigger is for binding tasks to an existing endpoint, using filters to find the right one. You can filter by HTTP methods like GET, POST, PUT, etc. You can also search for it by name in the search field. Time schedule. Define operational times at both the company and task levels. Task level schedules override company level settings. Memory management is used when data from certain steps is no longer needed, allowing the platform to release it and free up memory. It is recommended that this only be applied to large datasets that won't be required later. Runnable setting. Ensure the task is set to Runnable for it to execute. If it's marked as Suspended, the task won't run. As we mentioned earlier, you can add tags for better categorization. But keep in mind that tags only use lowercase letters and digits, and spaces are replaced by hyphens. Use the comments to document task details like purpose, setup, and configuration. You can add formatted text, tables, images, and more. Comments are time-stamped, and you can edit or delete them anytime. The comments feature is available in various parts of the platform, including tasks, task step detail, and endpoints. Bulk edit steps. To bulk edit task configurations, select the option, which opens a modal window. From here, you can edit various settings, including the agent type, data snapshot, on empty output setting, and error behavior. Agent type setting defines the agent type to be used for task steps. You can either leave the setup unchanged by selecting Don't Change, or assign all task steps to use the background agent. This is especially useful when the task involves a platform-based integration. The data snapshot determines when the data structure will be saved to the database. On empty output setting, prevents the execution of the next step if the current step doesn't produce any output. The error behavior defines how the task handles a failed step. There are several options. You can choose to fail the step but continue or fail the entire task. Some settings will allow the task to proceed, but mark it as finished with errors, while others will stop execution entirely, depending on how critical the error is. The data checkpoint column tracks the last processed row of data after each task run. This value can then be used in subsequent runs to determine which data needs processing next. For example, if you are processing data in cycles, the checkpoint ensures that only unprocessed records are considered in the next run. Data retention settings can be configured at the task level. By default, they are inherited from the company-level configuration, but you can override these settings for individual tasks. This includes setting specific retention periods for successful or failed task steps. Now, we can click on the task step detail for better visibility of task step. In each task step, we can modify the following settings. The input processing determines how data received on the input side will be handled. Depending on the connector being used, the task steps can either process data row by row or in bulk. Not all connectors support both options, so make sure to review the connector's capabilities before selecting a processing mode. The data snapshot feature allows you to decide when the data structure is stored. You can configure it to store after every step, only when an error occurs, or never. This ensures the data structure is preserved for error handling or auditing purposes. The empty output behavior setting determines what happens when a task step does not produce an output. Depending on your configuration, the system can either stop the task branch or continue processing with the next steps. The error behavior settings control how the system reacts to step failures. You can choose whether the task continues by marking the step as failed, or if execution stops completely. This setting also determines if the error affects the overall task status or is contained within the step. When a filter is applied during input mapping, an orange icon appears, signaling its activation. Clicking the icon opens a Filter Details window, where you can see filtering details. You can add or remove steps using the green and red buttons. If you need to disable a task step temporarily, the slider button allows this, except for the first step. The History view allows you to see detailed information about task runs within a selected date range. From this view, you can access the data viewer to inspect the data, view the task run log, and restart the task run from here. The task run status is displayed visually in the top of the History view. When you click on the date range, you can sort it from predefined times ranges, such as last minute or last 5 minutes, and many more. Also, you can select Custom Range by clicking on Custom. The Task Run section is divided by different statuses of the task, such as All, Finished, Failed, and Parked. The All filter displays all task runs, while the Finished filter allows you to refine results further by substatuses. The Failed filter shows all failed runs, which can be further categorized by specific failure reasons. The parked filter displays tasks that have been temporarily paused. The task run log opens a sidebar docked on the right side of the screen, with data logged based on the settings defined in the task run log writer. Here you can filter by level or by specific step. Also, you can use search field to find specific log. The data viewer provides a graphical representation of the task output. It visually distinguishes the results, making it easy to see whether the data belongs to a specific step or a more complex schema, providing a clear picture of the task's data structure. You can clean scheduled runs and kill running tasks. To demonstrate this, I will start a few task runs. After refreshing the task run log, you will see that 2 tasks are running and 2 are scheduled. When I click on the Clean Scheduled button and refresh, the statuses change from scheduled to failed, canceled by user. By using the Kill Running button, every task currently in progress will be stopped. After refreshing again, the task statuses remain as failed, canceled by user. Both of these features works company-wide, terminating all scheduled and running tasks.
And that wraps up this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned everything you needed. Be sure to check out more videos from the Integray How To series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon in the next video.